Well, hello. Hello, I'm John Cadillac Seville from iHeartRadio with my co-host Joyce Logan. Welcome to another edition of What's Good with John and Joyce.
Yeah, and we do talk about what's good. So please, if you need a respite from the world,
Love that word, respite.
just listen to us. Leave us on in the background because nothing we say will bother you. You may learn some what?
Yeah, you
Some
might learn
tricks-
something.
Some tricks to relax.
Yeah.
Interesting guests that we have on.
Sure, we've had so many. We're so fortunate and many great shows lined up as well. What's Good with John and Joyce is sponsored by Woodwinds Wedding and Special Events venue in Brantford, Connecticut, and Silvio's award-winning Italian sauces, which you can buy anytime online at silviosauces.com. That's silviosauces.com. We'd like to thank our sponsor, New England Collision. From the time they pick up the phone and receive your initial call until the time they deliver your repaired vehicle back to you, your satisfaction and safety is their number one priority. New England Collision. And they were established back in 1996. So relax. It was just an accident. Go to necollision.com. We'd like to thank our sponsors, Woodwinds, over in Brantford, Connecticut, the home of Silvio's Sauce, Tony Soup and Company. We have a new sponsor, and we are hoping to have a lot of sponsors coming our way, but Joe Perrone, who's a dear friend of ours, who's been a big fan of the podcast for a while, New England Collision, they've been around since 1996, and I love this, so I want to read it right off of here, right off the phone. It's like, relax, it's just an accident.
Yeah.
And I've gone there a couple times, and from the minute you walk in, you feel like you're family, because they know that it's traumatic having an accident. Joyce, you know about that personally, which we'll hear about your story. at some
Yeah,
point.
because I wish I knew him.
Yes.
Like back in December.
But you know him now, so that's good.
I
Hopefully you don't have
know.
to use him, but
no, but
you know
I'll
he's there.
recommend him because I know what it's like now
Right.
not to have the knowledge that he has.
And we just want to read New England Collision. From the time we pick up the phone to receive your initial call until the time we deliver your repaired vehicle back to you, your satisfaction and safety is our number one priority. Joe Perrone, New England Collision, welcome to What's Good with John and Joyce.
Yes. Yay.
Yay, what's good? What are we talking about today,
Yes,
Joyce?
man.
I know we are. I'm just rhetorical tush.
We're talking about fall in New
Oh,
England.
my favorite time of year.
But I think you could talk about some of the places I know you visited, like any time of the year.
Right.
Really.
Yeah.
But it's really like falling in love with New England because we're New England folks.
And that's why so many Hallmark movies are filmed.
Do you know that over 20 of them have been filmed in Connecticut alone? I haven't even checked the other states.
And Joyce, a dear friend of mine who's a former police officer, might be doing some part-time police work, Greg Nutcher, or Nutcher, tomato.
I know that name.
But Greg is an amazing actor, a great guy. We're going to try to get him as a guest at one point, but he's been on several Hallmark movies, including some of the ones filmed in Brantford and Guilford, my hometown.
Yes.
So-
Yeah, exactly. One of my favorite ones was where I wrote that down. It was in Brantford. It's so much fun when you drive by and you see them shooting a movie.
Yeah, we were in Newport,
You-
Patty and I, because we love Newport. They just were filming one in Newport about a week ago, but I think about a year and a half ago, we were there around Christmas time, and the Hallmark folks were there. And
It was
just-
a Hallmark?
Yeah, it was just so cool to see because all the mansions were decorated up there, and
Yeah.
Newport's one of our favorite destinations.
Well, one of my favorites, and I really love the actors too, was Romance at Reindeer Lodge.
I like
And
romance here.
the
Talk about
house-
alliteration. almost.
Yeah, I know. The house scenes were filmed at a home in North Haven. I do remember that. And Hamden and Brantford. So it was Nikki Whalen, and she's from Australia. And I've seen her in a few things, and I really like her. And also Josh Kelly,
Sure.
who has done a lot on Hallmark. But what I loved the most watching it, I mean, they're like, I could walk to where they were, and they had a horse and carriage going down the street of Brantford.
Yes.
And they went into one of my favorite stores, but it wasn't the same name. Like they changed the name of the
Sure.
store. And then one of the places I shop at, Karen's Corner. But you could see the name Karen's Corner, like if you're really looking for it. And they're shopping for groceries and everything. It's just a different feeling. But the feeling of, really of Connecticut or Brantford, where we are, it was like, yeah, this is what it is like.
I love it. And the thing is, Hallmark movies, some people say, oh, they're all the same, basically. But I get lured in all the time. If a Hallmark movie is on and my bride is watching it, I'm tuning in.
Yeah.
And I'm just, I'm just totally honed in on it. I'm watching the whole movie, and I'm enjoying the movie.
No,
Even though they're all the same. I just love the scenery.
I know. Sometimes my son will say, Isn't it always the same movie? I said, well, in this way it is. It has a happy ending.
Right.
So I know it's going to end well. Nothing's going to upset me. And at nighttime, I have a friend that he's a painter. He's a handyman. And he told me that he keeps that Hallmark channel on every night.
Wow.
And it's for the same reason. It's relaxing.
Yeah.
It's a good story, so why not?
It's kind of like, tuning into What's Good with John and Joyce.
Exactly. Oh, my God.
Oh, my goodness, you're listening right now. Oh, self-plug here. But
but it is in a way. I think that's how I live in my head.
Yeah, absolutely. What about you, Joyce? I mean, you've done some traveling. I mean, where are some of your
as much as you?
But what are some of your favorite destinations that you've been to? Some things that have created some great memories for you during your lifetime.
Well, first, any beach, any beach at all. I mean, from Ham and Acid in Madison to my little, I love the Stony Creek area.
Yes,
Stony Creek area, Brantford, is a real cool, artsy
got a great vibe
to visit. It really is. And now they have the theater there.
Yeah, the Legacy Theater.
Yes.
The Legacy Theater used to be the old puppet house for those who are local watching and listening to this podcast right now. And some of the greatest beaches, you're talking about beaches because I love them. Rhode Island has some of the best beaches on the planet.
Right. A lot of songs have been written about. Didn't Barry Manilow write that song? Weekend in New England.
Weekend in New England.
Oh, my God.
Yep. Reba McEntire had a song called Whoever's in New England, but it was a breakup song, so it's not the same thing. But yeah, the Barry Manilow song is a great song.
Wait a minute. I think Barry's is a little bit.
Well, that's a sad song too, isn't it?
Yeah, but then halfway through, he says, I feel the air like changing. I feel it. And they're going to get back together again.
Okay, so there is a happy ending there, hopefully. Okay, not like Whoever's in New England by Reba, which is totally different thing.
Have you ever been to Gillette Castle?
I have several times. William Gillette, who wrote all about Shakespeare? Or no?
See,
No. What was that? Sherlock Holmes. He played Sherlock Holmes.
Oh,
William Gillette.
He was famous. He played Sherlock Holmes.
And he had all these like little nooks and crannies and like little tunnels underneath his
wait
estate.
a minute. This is his house.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's a mansion over there in East Haddam, Connecticut.
I knew that, and I've been there.
But I love it. I love that place. I need to go back again. Babe, we need to go back to Gillette Castle.
Yes. Patty.
Yeah.
And, of course, the Mystic Aquarium.
Mystic Aquarium. I actually just DJ'd a wedding there.
But I like shopping.
Oh, they
at
had the
little
village
stores there.
It's just so beautiful, Joyce. But Essex, Connecticut, just beautiful with the steam train.
Oh,
They have the breakfast. They have the murder mystery
I
breakfasts
took my
or dinners.
there when they were little, and one of my sons was crying. I don't know why he was afraid. He did not want to get. I think maybe the steam and the sound of the train. But I know at Christmas time, they do a Christmas tree.
They do. We were on that before, but when we went, it was like 80 degrees. So everybody was wearing shorts, like when we went on Christmas.
Was it December?
Yeah.
And it was 80
degrees. Because when I go on, I was hoping it was going to be a nice crisp night, all bundled up in a sweater.
See,
I was wearing shorts and T-shirts.
I said to you this morning, because this is the first day where it feels a little crisp in the air, and you're all happy about it. And I said, give me 80 degrees and steam that I'm walking out to. I'm a happy woman.
The thing is, we're talking about this. We know the podcast goes global, and a lot of people from all over the country and the world listen and watch us. We're grateful for that. But we're talking about New England because New England is a destination for people all over the USA and globally. We talk to people all the time that say, oh, we'd love to go to New England. Or I know people that are in Florida now, they say, I miss being in New England, especially this time of year when this podcast is running. But just the sound of the leaves when you're walking, rustling under your feet. I love that at night, in a crisp, cool night, and just having the apple cider and going to a farm like locally Bishop's Orchards in Guilford. or any other rose orchards
Mm-hmm.
in North Branford, some of these places, or lemon orchards in Middlefield, Connecticut, just some of the ones local to us.
You know what? Even though I'm not a winter lover, I think for physical reasons, because I've always been asthmatic, especially as a child, and everyone would be out playing in the snow, and my lungs would start to hurt because my asthma is brought on by cold air hitting my lungs.
No wonder you like the sunny 80 degrees
and
with the steam. Yeah.
Yeah. So anytime I spent time in Florida, I was a happy because I could breathe. Because actually the moisture is good. I know for my lungs it is. So humidity, bears well with my body. But I do love a snowy night. I do love to take a little walk outside, and now I wrap a scarf around my mouth.
Mm-hmm.
It's so quiet.
Mm-hmm.
You were talking about the crunch of the leaves.
Oh, I love that.
There's that crunch of the snow also. When you hit that soft snow and it's glistening, whether it's early morning or at nighttime, there is nothing like that. So I think we are fortunate that we have the 4 seasons here. And by the way,
okay,
the 4 seasons. It took me a split second because you're so fast with music. It's like, why is Sherry part of that? And I thought of Steve from Journey singing.
Steve Perry
singing his Sherry.
Steve. Oh, Sherry.
Yeah,
from his debut solo album.
So, but for those who don't know, the New England states are Connecticut, Maine, Massachusetts, New Hampshire, Rhode Island, and Vermont.
Been to them all. Have you?
Yes. Have I?
Have you been to all?
I
in the States?
have never been to New Hampshire.
New Hampshire, really?
Yes.
Love
I should
New
go.
Hampshire. Lake Winnipesaukee. Done a lot of weddings up there, and during the winter they have like all these ice fairs. The lake is just all ice, and everybody's just partying out there, on the ice. But I've been there many times to DJ weddings up there, and it's just picturesque. Summer, fall,
100%.
winter, spring.
Wait, so that's where my brother and my husband went to it's a camp. I'm trying to think, was it a Boy Scout camp?
Lake Winnipesaukee. It's a big giant lake, but it's a big tourist destination. So that might be part of it.
The part where they were near that.
Could be.
So maybe I was in New Hampshire because I have a picture of me as a little tyke, just standing there, but no real memory
and
of
of course, on my shirt here, I have Booth Bay, Maine.
Oh, that's nice.
And
that's
Maine,
nice.
I love Maine. My wife and I go up there pretty much every year. When I was a kid, Dad had a cottage up there. We go up to Bangor, Maine. You had Bar Harbor. These are real Ogunquit. We have a beautiful theater up there. A lot of folks, I'm sure, watching and listening right now go to Maine. It's a destination. It's heaven on earth. But Vermont, New Hampshire, Massachusetts, Rhode Island, Connecticut. Some people say, Connecticut, this and that, tax. I love Connecticut.
Yeah.
I love it here because we're right between Boston and New York.
Yeah.
We have so many places to go, so many cultural places.
I think we're very spoiled here.
I love it. I
lived short time in, really nice place. I really liked Palm Coast, which is near St. Augustine in Florida.
Yes.
And I really did like that. And I liked Winston-Salem, North Carolina. But there's no place like home.
No,
there's no place like home. And I think it is that between New York and Boston.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like a hop, skip, and a jump to see a Broadway play.
I love Carnegie Hall. Go see the Rockettes. Yeah. Madison Square Garden. Saw Andre Bocelli there recently. It was just so good. And then in Boston, you go see the Red Sox. And you got Quincy Market up there, and you have.
In New York, you get to see the Yankees.
Yeah, and in Boston, you can see the Red Sox because we don't want to leave the Mets out. The Mets are always like an afterthought, the poor Mets or the Jets, right?
Yeah.
Right. Don't want to talk about that, but you get to go to those beautiful stadiums and see some great
when you
sports.
say the Jets, I think of West Side Story. I don't think I'm not a sports person. But
oh, those poor Jets. Okay.
It's like Yankees and Red Sox. It's always the big divide, but I'm happy for anyone. My husband was a big Yankees fan, but his father was a huge Red Sox fan.
Right, yeah.
So,
it's like my family, too. My mom liked the Red Sox. My dad liked the Yankees. And I grew up liking really no local teams for my favorites. I always liked teams from other markets. I don't know why that was.
Like from other...
Like St. Louis Cardinals. Always my favorite baseball team.
You know why? I love them too, because I love the picture of the Cardinals.
That's what I think that was me too, because Cardinals are my favorite birds, But then I fell in love with the team.
Yeah.
And the Dallas Cowboys, it's my favorite football team. And
I love Dallas Cowboys.
Yep.
I think because I thought it, actually, I think I liked their uniform.
Yeah, their logo with the star in the helmet. But
no,
it's been tough.
But I think I bet on them once.
Oh, did you?
Yes.
I didn't know you were better.
Well, I worked, as a waitress.
Right.
I was in, and people had pools. And I think I did pretty well with the Dallas
Cowboys came through for you.
Yes.
Well, okay, all right.
And Green Bay Packers.
Yep, yeah, legendary Lambeau Field. Okay.
Yes, so
that's a great destination. That's a great thing about the Green Bay Packers is they're owned by the town. They're owned by their fans. Most people have an owner, but the fans own the Green Bay Packers.
They do.
Yeah.
I mean, everyone put money in.
They all put money in, and they own the Green Bay Packers. Isn't that cool?
Like a long time ago? Or
it goes back to the beginning.
Wait, can people still put money in and say,
I don't know about that, but I always thought that was kind of cool. The Packers, legend.
Well, see, we're talking about fall, and fall is baseball. Football.
Well, baseball too.
Baseball
too. With the fall classic, the World Series. Basketball. Hockey starts later on.
But I have to mention this about Hallmark movies. I want to get back to this for a minute because one of my favorite Broadway people is Michael Rady. I hope I'm saying that right. It's Rady. But I even watch him on YouTube. He has a beautiful voice. So, and that's Aaron Tveit also.
Aaron Tveit I've heard of.
Yes. Michael Rady, he's a great actor. He's been in some other movies.
If I saw him, I'd know who it is.
But he was in 2 Hallmark movies. One is Where Are You Christmas, which was
Faith Hill sang the title song to that.
Yes, and that's in the movie, and that was in Mystic, Connecticut, Waterford, Old Saybrook, and then he also was Christmas at Pemberley Manor, and that was in Essex and Old Lyme. But here's the cool thing about Michael Rady. He fell in love with Connecticut and moved here, bought a house here.
Did he really?
That's how much he loved finding things when he was here. And he thought, I want to raise my kids here. No, I want to live in Connecticut. So,
all those towns you mentioned, Joyce, are just so charming. You think Norman Rockwell. You think they're perfect for Hallmark. And like the Iverton Playhouse is one of my favorite places to go with. In Chester, Connecticut. Goodspeed.
Yes.
And we have the Schubert, we just really have so many great places to see theater. They said back in the day, if a show made it in New Haven, right? It can make it anywhere because New Haven audiences, a lot of shows were tested here at theater.
Right.
Because they figured the audience is really kind of, if you made it here, you can make it anywhere.
That line is even in some old movies where they'll say, well, if we can make it in New Haven. And I knew what they were talking about. They're talking about the Schubert.
Right.
Schubert was a place where that was a place to start the show.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then if the crowds liked it, they took it to Broadway.
Right. Amazing. We have just so much great history here. And you go down by Yale. And
I love the Peabody Museum.
I know.
Yes.
Peabody Museum. And I'm getting to be an age where my next class reunion is going to be at the Peabody Museum.
Is it really going to be there?
Huh?
No, because we just had a reunion.
No, I just had a class. The next one will probably be there.
Whole reunion.
Oh, God.
Oh, man.
You got to laugh. Folks. So you got to laugh or you cry sometimes, right?
Then there's Wally Lamb's Wishin' and Hopin'. That was a Lifetime movie that took place in Norwich, Willimantic. It was Molly Ringwald.
Oh, sure. Wasn't she in The Breakfast Club?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, 16 Candles.
That was a great movie, too.
But this movie, I have to watch this. I know I saw it. It's narrated by Chevy Chase.
Oh, yeah. I love those vacation movies, National Lampoon vacation movies.
So much fun.
They were great.
I love fun movies. Yeah. But then again, I like the dark side, but not the scary dark side.
Right.
A Very, Very Christmas, Toy Store, New Britain. Melissa Joan Hart was in that, Mario Lopez.
Mm-hmm.
And that wasn't too long ago.
What is the most successful Hallmark movie of all time?
Do you know the answer?
I do.
You do? Okay.
Yep. It had the most views, and I think the sequel came in number 2 all time.
It had a sequel.
Yep.
Oh, yep. Oh, if it didn't take place in Connecticut, it's not on my
No,
list.
it was filmed at the second most visited private home in the USA.
Really?
Yeah.
Was it Christmas at Graceland?
Yes.
What?
Christmas at Graceland
Wow.
is the most watched Hallmark movie of all time. And the sequel was
Hey,
number 2.
I saw both of them. I know it's my friend Kathy's favorite movie because I can't remember the name of the actress, but I think the actress is also a singer.
I think I don't even think I saw it though, believe it or not. But like the cast of General Hospital, right?
Yes.
General Hospital, they have their holiday
Yes.
parties every year at Graceland.
I'd like to go there. You've been to Graceland.
I have twice.
But you've said something that other people have said about Graceland. I don't know, in our minds, maybe we make things bigger
Yes.
and everything. And was it smaller?
It was smaller and it was very, very...
Well, dated, because didn't they keep everything back at that time?
And Elvis's taste was kind of weird when it came to decorating. Like the Jungle Room was kind of like weird in a way, but it was just so 70s psychedelia.
He had all this new money. He was so poor.
I know.
And I think maybe he got bad decorators in there.
Right. But what blew me away was when I went there and I went across the street to the trophy room. And
Across the street?
Across the way, it's like a big, giant complex. And then they had the radio station there, the Sirius XM station. And then they had this big, giant warehouse with all his gold and platinum records. And
I thought they were all in at Graceland.
No, I mean, they've gotten so many more since. They keep adding more every year globally. That they had to put them in a warehouse. And like from every country in the world, and keys to the city, and all his, jumpsuits and, movie stuff and everything. It was just really cool. Really cool.
I just learned that.
But Graceland itself, I wasn't really all that impressed with,
Yeah. Although I'd like to go to that Hallmark.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of neat.
And for General Hospital. I'm a big fan of General Hospital.
Yeah, my mom used to watch that all the time. And of course, I got sucked into it again too, like the soap operas.
Right.
I'll make fun of it, and then if it's on, I'll watch it, and I get into it.
So even when I'm watching it now, and because my sons are always there. One son lives with me. My grandson lives with me. My other son is always helping us, and my house is like a revolving door. And I swear he'll come in and he'll say, "Isn't this the same story from like 10 years ago?"
Yeah.
And I said, "Yeah, kind of." But
It goes slow. It's like molasses, right? It's like molasses. Oh, boy.
And then my grandson will walk in and he'll say the same thing. "Is the name of this is General Hospital? How come they're never in a hospital?" And I said, no, you just missed the part. I think they were early.
Right. Oh, yeah.
And why is Sonny like a mobster at General Hospital?
Yeah.
And it's like, you got to watch it.
Yeah, it's like, I can't explain. It takes too long.
It's been years.
Well, we were talking about some destinations, too, though. I went to Athens, Greece. Because my Patty and I, when we were engaged, her daughter was over there on an exchange trip for Yukon. And she was going to go visit her daughter anyway.
Oh.
So I said, well, we're going to go over there anyway. Why don't we already decided we were going to get married. And we got unofficially married in Athens.
I was going to ask you, because I've never heard this story. How do you get married in Greece?
Yeah, but we got married on a rooftop with the Acropolis or the Parthenon right behind us.
Pictures.
It was just
gorgeous.
Stunning at sunset.
Gorgeous.
And we had her daughter there, Lindsay, and it was just phenomenal. We spent week to 10 days there. I was exposed. I tasted gelato for the first time over there. And the streets are so narrow. And these taxi drivers drive so fast. It's like crazy. And nobody ever worked. They were on siesta all the time.
Yeah, that's why they live longer.
But the food was incredible because they don't have the preservatives that they have here.
Right.
And loved it. And I don't drink, but the wine I had over there was actually really good.
I heard even the olive oil tastes
Olive oil was tremendous.
Yeah.
And the vegetables and the fruits every morning, incredible. But I would go back to Athens again. I mean, I know that there's some things going on there from time to time, but it's just beautiful. The people were amazing. I loved them. Then we went to Switzerland, around the Alps area. We saw the Alps, but we didn't have a chance to actually experience them because we stopped in the airport. Had the best coffee I ever had in my life in Switzerland.
Wow!
And then on the way home, we went to Paris. and we spent a night in Paris.
That you can see so many countries when you go to Europe.
Right. And from the sky. So technically you can say you were here, here, or there. Yeah. But I love Paris. I want to go back to Paris.
Oh, you will.
And people say, oh, the Paris people are this and that. And the Paris people were nice. It goes by the way you treat other people.
Yeah, if you expect them to be.
I don't expect them. Whenever I go, I'm going to always smile and say hello to everybody.
I wonder if in Paris, if some shop owners are almost expected to be that way, so they are that way.
Yeah,
like the Seinfeld episode with the soup Nazi.
Yes.
Like you want to go there because it's just part of the ambiance of it. But let me go back to this again because first, well, let me ask you this: it's Switzerland, best coffee you ever had.
Oh, coffee!
Could you
Swiss
ask
coffee.
them? Like, what's the brand? What are you using?
I know what the brand is because it's available in certain restaurants around
but
here.
It doesn't taste the same.
I can't remember. It's still very good.
Oh, it is.
But the coffee over in Switzerland, it was at an airport that I had it.
Wow.
And it was phenomenal.
You are the coffee connoisseur.
Oh,
so I'm taking this
seriously.
I'm a coffee
snob.
Yeah.
I admit it. I'm a coffee snob.
So I'm going to have to research this.
Yeah, we have some great coffee places around here locally. If you're ever in the Brantford, Connecticut area, to give a couple of free plugs. Common Grounds. Common Grounds Coffee, locally owned, and Moonshots.
Yeah.
Locally owned. Guilford soon to expand to Brantford. Kathy, all right.
Yes, I'll be there. I'll be there with you tomorrow. But I know we're talking about fall, New England, and all that. But I got to get back to Greece for a minute.
Oh,
when you got married, did you get like permission there to get married? How does that work?
All we said to the folks at the hotel, we want to go up. We're just going to go up there. Patty had her gown on. I had my seersucker suit.
But is your marriage license from Greece?
No, we weren't officially married there at all.
Oh, I see.
It was just for optics.
I see.
And then we had a ceremony here in the States.
Then you did it all here in the States.
So
got it.
We're March 27th, 2008 over there, and then May. I always forget our real date because I always count the one in Greece as our romantic wedding.
Yeah.
But then in April, we got married here at a beautiful estate over in Frank and Jane von Holzhausen.
Wow.
Their place. Don't you love that name? In Sachem's Head in the Guilford, Connecticut area.
Ooh,
don't you love that name? Von Holzhausen.
Yes.
Two of the nicest people ever.
Wow. And Sachem's Head is gorgeous.
It's beautiful. They have a beautiful place right on the water.
So do you have 2 anniversaries then?
We pretty much focused on the first one, March 27th. So remember that, folks. March 27th, that's when you could send all,
Yeah, and you'll remind John that that's the date.
That's right, exactly.
I never remembered my date. I have a thing with dates that I don't
Did Wayne
really remember. Yes.
Of course he did.
Wayne remembered our anniversary. Wayne remembered, like, Valentine's Day, things like that. And
that's why he was a keeper.
I didn't. Sometimes I think when people put too much on it, maybe because it's the only day you get attention, but Wayne gave me attention like every day.
That's awesome.
So it didn't matter to me, but he always made a big deal because I was his sweetheart. So
that's great. That's a Hallmark movie right there.
We were like a Hallmark movie. It was, we had a rough beginning, but it's almost like people were rooting for us, and we made it in the end.
That's another Barry Manilow song. Looks like we made it.
Every time I hear Barry Manilow songs, and if I'm exercising, sometimes I keep them on in the background, and I could deal with it, and it makes me happy. And other times, it's like, it's my story with Wayne.
Yeah.
It's like every song, it reminds me of him, and sometimes it just brings up too much emotion where I just have to not exercise and sit with it.
You make a really good point there, because sometimes, you could be by the water. It could be the happiest place in your life.
Yes.
But if you're in a sad place, it can be devastating.
Yes.
Depending on where you are. Virtually everything is a snapshot.
Yes.
Of life. And so whatever your snapshot is. And that's why...
some of my saddest times, I would go sit down Stony Creek Beach and just sit there. And my happiest times, I went to Stony Creek Beach.
And you'll be there at Stony Creek and you'll see, kids playing around. You'll see these happy young couples or some older people holding hands. Mm-hmm. And then you'll see over in a corner somewhere somebody looking very, very sad. And you're right, you'll see both.
No, you know what I did one night? I went there at nighttime and I climbed up to the lifeguard, perch.
Oh, you sit up there too?
I sat up there.
Yeah, we do that too.
And I brought a flask of brandy.
Did you?
And I sat up there. I was not in a good state of mind, but it helped because I felt like a speck on this earth, and you could feel the presence of the universe, of God, and it was overwhelmingly beautiful to me.
Wow.
You know, a little bit of brandy. It was a cool night. That helped too.
Brandy, you're a fine girl, right? Looking Glass, 1972.
See, I knew this song. I would never remember Looking Glass. 1972.
1972.
Wow, because they're still playing it.
Well, neither one of us was born then, but I
That's
remember this song in retrospect.
I don't think I've been born yet.
Yeah, but just so many great locations. And if you're not in this area in New England and you're watching or listening to this podcast or both, make a trip up here. It is so worth it. This is just the place to be, especially in the fall.
And if you come here, especially because you heard our show, let us know and come on our show. We want to talk to you. We want to talk to you about your experience here.
Absolutely. So if you have any ideas for shows, by the way, please let us know. Just, how do they get in contact with us, Joyce?
I don't know.
We see, this is live. This is live stuff right now.
You know what the best way to get in contact with us is message us. Message us on Facebook.
Yeah, message on Facebook.
And everything is under the YouTube one.
Yep.
We have all the links to everything, our Facebook pages.
You can subscribe anywhere, but we'd love to have you go to YouTube. Just type in What's Good with John and Joyce.
Yeah.
It's free. Share it with everybody you know. But again, we're available on all the platforms, including the iHeartRadio Podcast Network. We appreciate all the folks at iHeart for being so supportive of this, and you'll be able to find us in a whole bunch of different.
You'll find us. Just Google it.
So thank you so much, and many blessings to you and your family over this holiday season that's coming our way.
Yep, we're in the beginning stages. Yep.
That's right. And if you're up here in fall or whatever you are, seek us out, and we can always gain a new friend.
Absolutely. Thank you for watching and listening. We love you.
I'm John Cadillac Seville, Joyce Hogan. Best to you and your family. Bye.
Bye for now.